Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday Leeds Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have two huge games in the context of our season. We have a second leg Champions League round of 16 game against Paris Saint-Germain, and we follow it up with the Capital One Cup final against Liverpool. Since you were last with us, we've not been too bad overall. We actually lost our next Premier League game following that Carabao Cup victory against Nottingham Forest. We lost 3-2 down to a Amari Hutchison hat-trick. But since then, a 1-0 win away at Spurs, a 4-0 win away at Sheffield Wednesday, 6-0 at home to Newcastle, and a 2-0 win at home to Aston Villa. But in the first leg against PSG, we lost by a goal to nil. We lost it away at the Parc des Princes. So we're in the home tie in this second leg. We need to go out there, play our best to try and get this job done and make it into the Champions League quarter-final, and then obviously the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool as well. I mean, this could determine the whole context of the season. We are still in a fight for the Premier League title. Obviously, the end game at the moment is the Champions League, and we're getting towards the stage where we are going to be edging our focus toward the Champions League anyway. So, like, if things don't go our way, obviously your main cup competitions and obviously the Premier League will keep an eye on, but largely we're going to be focusing in on those Champions League fixtures going forward. So hopefully today we can get two really big results in the context of our season. A little bit of rotation is involved, unfortunately. We've had a various injury knocks. Savinho's been injured, Gue's been injured, Galindo's been injured as well. They've got slight knocks. They're in the squad today. Savinho's nowhere near fit enough to play. Gueye and Galindo might play a part, but other than that, we've just got to deal with it as we can. Donnarumma in goal today with Papageorgiou, Patrinoiu, Gvardiol and O'Reilly at the back. Isla Magic is playing the holding midfield with Larson and Gaffney ahead of him. Cherki on the right, Lurzic on the left and Haaland up front. Cherki, incidentally, has scored 3 goals after 90 minutes in the last 5 games. So he's done really, really well recently. In terms of the actual context of the squad, I think it's as good as it can be, to be honest, with the exception of maybe a Ramiro Sosa in that midfield. But I think we've still got a really strong squad there. Can we go out there and get the job done? Obviously, I think we're approaching the end game at this point. With this City team, we've got Haaland for another season, as I've mentioned before. We're losing a couple of very key players at the end of this season. This could be our best chance this season to get over the line, with the likes of Gvardiol, of course, leaving at the end of the campaign. Donnarumma looks like he's going to leave at the end of the campaign as well. Barcola's requested to be removed from the transfer list now, so he's no longer unsettled. Ramiro Sosa is still unsettled, which is why he's been a little bit more in and out of the team. So, we've got a lot to try and get through. Obviously, the signings that we made this season, like Gaffney, Lurzic as well, they're big players and they could be around for quite a number of years to come. Lurzic especially. It's finding those gems that we need to use to get over the line. So going into this game, we know what we've got to do. We've got to win by 2 goals to get ourselves through to the Champions League quarter-finals. Papageorgiou here with a throw. Isla Magic into Hugo Larson. Lays it back to Gvardiol. Little bit of time on the ball for him, and now Nico O'Reilly. Tries to play it down the line, does so, finds Gaffney. He's been forced out wide a bit here, but he's done really well. Finds the cross, and Haaland's header. Chevalier with the wonderful save to touch it onto the crossbar. That would have been a very good settler for us early on in this game to bring it back level pretty much instantly. There's only been a few minutes, and we're looking to push forward again here with Hugo Larson. Does really well to find Haaland. Plays it to the left-hand side for Lurzic. And now O'Reilly has support ahead of him if he can find it. Tries to play it in, finds Lurzic again. Lays it back to O'Reilly. Now Gaffney, O'Reilly, Isla Magic. Shoots from distance, and it wasn't a convincing save from Chevalier, but he kept the shot low, he kept it on target. And in the end, the save was just about good enough. And this is a really good start from our lads. It was Benjamin Sesko, incidentally, that scored in the first leg for PSG in the 76th minute. So the former United man getting that winner. And they've got a really good squad, PSG, incidentally. You look at that front four, Shesko, Kvaratskhelia, Wirtz, Doué, and Caicedo and Neves backing them up as well in the midfield. And even the back four, every single player in that team is an original player as such. It must be an aging squad, though, to be fair. Ryan Cherky, with a delivery with his right foot, swings it in. It's just about cleared away from Saliba. And now O'Reilly gets into the penalty area. Can he get the shot? Yes, he can. And Nico O'Reilly brings us level in the tie. It's a really calm and composed finish. I don't know really what Chevalier was doing um, in relation to trying to make a save there. I mean, O'Reilly, Caicedo went to block absolutely nothing there, and O'Reilly just gave a bit of a free rein. It actually took a slight deflection. That was why. And Chevalier just didn't react to it. Slight deflection, taking it in. Nico O'Reilly. I mentioned it a few episodes ago. In proper City terms at the moment in the Premier League fight against Arsenal, such he has been very clutch for us. He's scored a couple of vital goals. He's been one of our best players this season, and he is still doing it now, 10 years later, in our world in game here. Doué back to Caicedo, and now Javaro Reed back to Doué again. Yao Neves, good interception from Lurzic, good defending from him. Gvardio lays it back to Donnarumma, and Patrinoiu with the space to try and work in. Papa Georgiou now down the line to Cherky. Lays it over the top. Haaland in behind. Chance on the volley. And Haaland has made it two. It's only his second goal in the Champions League this season in 7 games. Obviously, he did get that injury earlier in the campaign. But it's a massive, massive goal. And all of a sudden, in this first half, we've gone from 1-0 down in the tie to 2-1 up. And that is a fantastic ball over the top from Cherky. Haaland still full of pace. On the half volley, actually clipped Chevalier's arm there, but he couldn't keep it out. And we take the lead on aggregate. We need a 2-goal win today to just get through the tie in general without the likes of extra time, penalties and all that jazz. And so far, we are doing more than enough to warrant it. We have been outstanding here so far in the first half of this second leg. Can we match it again in the second half? It's a really, really good performance. More of the same is definitely required. Obviously, PSG more than capable of just turning that screw a little bit in this second half. We need to keep our concentration. We need to keep pushing here and try and get a third. Hugo Larsson in possession, couldn't quite get the ball past Florian Wirtz. Patrinoiu bringing it down. I mean, so calm from the Romanian. What a signing he's been, by the way. £100 million, very much well spent on the Romanian defender. Nico O'Reilly down this left-hand side, has support ahead of him, finds Gaffney. What a run from Gaffney, lays it across, and it's on a plate, and I mean, I don't know how it's not gone in. Cherky, I don't know if he got full contact on it, but it was between him and Saliba, and I think it was Lurzic couldn't quite get onto it either, and Chevalier's punched it out, and O'Reilly's in, and it's blocked and cleared, and it's fallen for Haaland. And I mean, I don't really know what happened there. Haaland, I don't know if he was onside or not. It happened very, very quickly. O'Reilly with the initial shot that came in, and it got blocked, bounced up into the air for Patrinoiu. Obviously, we'll see it again here. O'Reilly's shot bounced into the air, and Haaland, I mean, he was nowhere near offside, incidentally, but it just looped into the air. Patrinoiu's header right across goal, and Haaland with the header at the far post. 3-0 on the night and 3-1 now on aggregate. We have thoroughly been the better team here today against PSG. Lurzic here with a potential delivery from the corner. Swings it into that far post. Again, it's cleared away. This time from Šeško. Patrinoiu picking it up. Finding Gaffney. Back to Patrinoiu. Gaffney again. Good play from the lads. Spreading it to the right-hand side. And Lurzic into Ryan Cherky, who shoots. And he's clipped the top of the crossbar. And it remains 3-0. But what a performance this has been. We're really showing our quality here today. And obviously, I've got one eye on that Carabao Cup final as well, but we need to make sure of this tie first. Yes, we're 3-0 up on the night, but it's only a 2-goal advantage. It's a dangerous lead to have, especially if we start making changes. Good interception there from Haaland. Good defending from the front from him. Lurzic trying to cut inside, does really well. Couldn't quite find the pass to Nico O'Reilly. Couldn't quite angle it, unfortunately. And Saliba switching it to the far side for Elmire. And now Yamada. Good interception again, this time from Ryan Cherky. Really good defending stuff. The lads really putting everything into it at the moment. Caicedo and Van der Ven exchanging passes. Back to Chevalier. Launches it to this right-hand side. He loops it over. And Doué loses out to Lurzic. Again, great pressure from the lads on this left-hand side. Gvardio. Nico O'Reilly plays it down the line. Lurzic trying to get down this left-hand side. Does well. Can he get the cross in? lays it back to Nico O'Reilly, and now Gaffney, and somehow again kept out by Chevalier. It's very unconventional goalkeeping from him. That's three very strange saves that we've seen from him today. But my word, we could have easily had 4 or 5 today so far. One more goal and we can make some changes, in my opinion. We're starting to get to that nitty-gritty time of wanting to make changes as Cherky swings it into that far post. And there's the header. And Patranoiu, the big man at the back, we were praising him earlier. He's been an absolute rock for us this season. Makes it 4-0 on the night. A towering header from the Romanian at the far post. Great delivery from Ryan Cherky. And at first I thought it was Isla Magic that was getting up there, but Patranoiu stole in on there. What a fantastic goal and a massive, massive boost for us. I'm just going to pause there as well. We're going to offer some praise to the team and we are going to make some changes now and just give some of those lads a very well-deserved rest. I mean, Spinelli can play apparently today. Not too sure where that's come from. Vargas, we're going to bring on for Haaland. He scored a couple of goals today. He's been fantastic for us. Spinelli, we're going to give a chance on the right-hand side. Barcola on the left-hand side. And I'm looking at the fullbacks again, to be honest. Haydari for Nico O'Reilly. And Guay's not really fully fit yet. But for the sake of 25 minutes, we'll give him a run out just to keep his match sharpness up. We've had a really, really good game today. Central midfield, obviously, we've rotated for this game anyway. The likes of Sosa and 1 or 2 others will come back into the team, I would suggest, for that next match. What a performance we've had here as we progress through to the quarterfinal of the Champions League. Barcola here, the former PSG player, of course, with the corner, swings that into the far post. And again, it's to Patranoiu. It's cleared away. Spinelli picking it up, gets into the penalty area. And again, somehow it's deflected out for another corner. I don't know how it's not gone in, to be honest. We could have seen another 3 goals at least here. What a phenomenal performance we've seen from our lads today. Massive boost to the confidence as well as we head to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And of course, big confidence boost ahead of that quarterfinal as well. We've rested a few key players as well for the last half an hour. Barcola, Spinelli and Vargas coming on. The fullbacks coming on as well. Obviously, Gvardiol and Patranoiu, massive players for us at the back. I couldn't take the centre-backs off. What a result. We make our way through despite a first leg deficit of 1-0. Great stuff from our perspective. And we have something to look forward to still. Quarter-final of the Champions League comes up next, of course. And by the looks of it, we've been drawn against VTSC. Who are VTSC? They're a Portuguese club. I mean, they're not one of the top teams by any stretch, but they've just managed to knock out Chelsea. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful. But, I mean, based on the draws, to be quite honest, the quarter-final, I mean, you've got Barcelona against Anderlecht, you've got Benfica against Red Bull Leipzig, and you've got Monaco against Newcastle. I tell you what, I reckon we're in with a really good opportunity here. Looking at the teams that are left in it, Barcelona's obviously the standout. Monaco are a good side as well. But some big clubs have gone out in that round. And we've got a Portuguese club coming up in the next round. What a massive opportunity we could have this season. That was a massive game for us. We've got the Capital One Cup final to come. I've got to calm myself down a little bit after that. It was a phenomenal performance. So bear with me. We'll be back for that final momentarily. And hopefully we can lift a trophy this season and really get the ball rolling for the rest of the campaign. Okay, then here we go. Carabao Cup final against Liverpool, the second of our massive games today, and hopefully a second win of the massive games that we've had in today's episode. That would be phenomenal for us. Obviously, with the rotation that we did toward the end of that game, it meant full fitness available for a number of the players that were starting anyway. Romero Sosa's dropping out of the first team again for the moment, obviously because of all of these links away and everything. It's a bit of a test on his commitment, to be honest. Gaffney is getting more game time, though, so for him, it's a massive boost. Pretty much the same starting 11, apart from Haydari starts at centre-back with Patranoiu and Gavardio is moving out to left back. Nico O'Reilly just struggling a touch, to be quite honest. So he is on the bench. So let's get into it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know what the deal is. We've got to win the game. Fingers crossed we can win the Carabao Cup. And yeah, I hear it all the time. The Carabao Cup is a lesser trophy to win, but at the end of the day, a trophy is still a trophy. And I'm quite happy winning any trophy, to be quite honest. Fingers crossed we can do so. And I think over the course of the season, I think we deserve to win at least one, maybe two trophies this campaign. It's very tight in the Premier League between ourselves and Arsenal. Obviously, we've made it to the Carabao Cup final. FA Cup, of course, we got nowhere near, basically. So we'll see how we get on. I'm not too sure how good this Liverpool side is. We've absolutely battered them earlier in the season, of course. So we'll see how things go. Good little one-touch passing session there between the lads. They've managed to launch it clear, but Patrinoyu again so calm on the ball with the control there. Galindo lays it to this right side. Look at the space for Papa Georgiou. Tries to get it into the penalty area. He's fired it across. Haaland, what a header from Erling Haaland. A towering header from the big man. And we take the lead after 7 minutes here. And again, this could be the turning point of our season. Coming back from a deficit against a very strong Paris Saint-Germain team. And then if we can win the Carabao Cup here, it's just that boost in confidence for some of the lads. What a header from Erling Haaland. I mean, the defender got nowhere near him with that challenge there. A towering header. You got to remember, Haaland's 35, 36 now in game. Donnarumma's 36 as well, incidentally. He's still not interested in signing a new contract either. This could literally be the last time we see Donnarumma. Haaland signed the one-year extension, of course. He's still got so much fitness and pace and power. So, I mean, why wouldn't I try and keep him, you know? Corner kick. Oh, sorry, I thought it went out for a corner. It's actually a free kick. Haaland's going to take it, and he's whipped it in, and he's smashed it off the crossbar. Well, I thought he had. It looked like the keeper's made a save. We've been given a corner, and it remains 1-0 here at Wembley. But what a fantastic start to the game we've had. And a throw here for Gvardiol. Throws it into Haaland, launches it back to Gvardiol, back into Haaland again. And what a strike that is from Galindo. Keller was I mean, he was beating all ends up, really. He was full stretch, didn't get near it, and it's gone just wide. What a goal that would have been. And let's be honest, we've seen some absolute pearlers in previous series and such as well when it comes to cup finals. And my word, that would have been a heck of a goal to have seen. Patrinoyu into Galindo, plays it into Hugo Larsson. Little bit of space for Gaffney. That's a great ball. Papa Georgiou again in space on this right side, launches it in. Lazic back there, found Haaland, who couldn't really wrap his foot around it, and the defender positioned himself well to make the block. Papa Georgiou, incidentally, on a yellow card. I've got to keep an eye on that. Cherky with a delivery, headed clear by Palmer, who is a very good defender, by the way. Gaffney into Hugo Larsson. Good interception from Kenan Yildiz. And now Barreto. Potential counter-attack coming here from Liverpool. The lad's struggling to get back, and Kenan Yildiz is in behind. And we've tried to block him off. It's fallen for Barreto, and it goes out for a corner. I think Donnarumma managed to get a slight touch onto it. And end-to-end stuff here. Really good start from our lads, but we've just starting to see Liverpool settle themselves into the game. Good, easy clearance from Haydari, and Cherky picks it up. He's got support ahead of him with Haaland, incidentally, but well, I think it was Haaland. Who's number 12? I'm not too sure who number 12 is. Gaffney it was, actually, furthest forward, and Cherky beats his man superbly. Tries to get it into the penalty area, and Haaland ended up inside the goal there. Luzic back to Cherky. I mean, it's a cheeky 1-2. I don't know if Cherky was actually onside there with the return pass. I mean, we've just had an end-to-end section there, and the goal's been given. So Cherky was onside, and a 2-goal advantage going into half-time here in the Carabao Cup final. I know earlier in the season, of course, we beat Arsenal 4-0, but we lost 1-0 to them recently in the league, and we beat Liverpool 6-0, didn't we? Of course, but, you know, it's a cup final. Anything can be different in these kinds of games, but a 2-goal advantage at half-time. It's a huge moment in our season, in my opinion, and it'll be so good to be able to lift a trophy at the end of this game if things keep going as they are. Gavardio doing really well there, laying it back and just calming things down again. They've only had one attempt at goal, Liverpool. They've just had their second attempt, nothing on target as of yet. And we've been very much the dominant force. What a game we've had so far. I mean, to be fair, the PSG game, obviously, you saw how well we played. But to get two games of it, such importance like the PSG game and then the Liverpool in the cup final, to be playing as well as we are in both games is phenomenal. Xavier De Meyer finds Aleš Begovic, plays it in, and it's a poor effort from him, really. Xavier De Meyer, of course, put us to the sword, I believe, when we were at Everton, I think it was. He was on loan, wasn't he, somewhere, from what I can recall. I think I've mentioned that before, I'm sure I have, but yeah, he was a very, very good centre forward, that De Meyer, but clearly struggling to break into the full first team at Liverpool. Um, they still yet to have a shot on target, Liverpool. We are certainly looking more comfortable at the moment. And with 20 minutes to go, it's only a 2-goal advantage. And I am a little bit leery of it, but with quarter of an hour to go, I am looking at player fitness and I'm also looking at that yellow card for Papa Georgiou. So I think, to be honest, I will make a couple of changes, and Nico O'Reilly can come on for Papa Georgiou. Patrinoyu's on a yellow card as well, so Isla Magic can come on for him. Always a bit of a risk doing it with the centre back. I hate doing it at times, but we've got enough quality. I mean, Gvardiol's knackered as well. I don't want to change all three defenders if I can help it. I'll take the risk. I'll leave Patrinoyu on. Gvardiol's struggling. Haidari can go out to the left. Bagchi can come on for Gvardiol. And then in terms of the rest of the team, Lozic can come off. Savinho's not fully fit. Uatara can come on for him, and Barcola can come on for Cherky, who's had a good game as well. And we'll shore up the midfield a little bit as well. And we'll get Ramiro Sosa on for Galindo, who's been a little bit quiet today. He's not had a bad game, but he has been a little bit quiet. And hopefully we can just see the game out for the last quarter of an hour. I think the advantage we've got, even though we've just made 5 substitutions there, the 5 changes we made, they're still good quality players. We've just got to make sure that we don't cause too much upheaval, and I think I may have done. I've done it so many times before where I make all these changes and it really ruins the way that the team are playing. I'm hoping it won't be the case today, as Harewood gets down this right-hand side, plays it across, and it's an easy goal for Szoboszlai, and Liverpool are back in it. And again, as I mentioned before, we made those changes, and 2 goals, a 2-goal advantage is never a sure thing, to be honest. It's a well-worked goal. Harewood, again, he did well to hold it up. A little step over on that. And Szoboszlai with the finish. We've not changed too much, really, but obviously, that came down the left-hand side, incidentally. Haidari, we've switched into there for Gvardiol. And hopefully we can hold on for this last 10 minutes. I feel like we're certainly good enough, even with the changes we've made to the team here. They've tried to get it clear. Szoboszlai, Patrinoyu gets in there. Sosa lays it to Haidari. Look at the space for him to run into here. Can he get it into the penalty area? No, instead he's laid it back to Gaffney. Back into Haidari. Look at the space here for Sosa. And he's laid it in, and it's... it's a very cheeky goal, to be honest. Haaland, I don't think, was offside there either. And Sosa's fired it in, and Haaland's just flicked it around the keeper. I'm pretty sure that the goal should be given there. Oh, it's not. It's been disallowed. It was a really well-worked effort, to be honest. He's just offside. It was the left back, by the looks of it, that's just made it a little bit of a questionable decision. I don't know if it was a shot or not by Sosa to start with, but it remains 2-1. Liverpool have certainly grown in the game since we've made those substitutions, but with just a couple of minutes to go, the ball is at the correct end of the pitch, and it looks like we're going to be lifting a trophy, and we are. It's a really, really good win for us. It was a tight one in the end, but we do have a Carabao Cup victory, and I'm just happy to be lifting a trophy, to be honest. It's a good one to add to the cabinet for me personally as a manager. Of course, we've not won an awful lot throughout this career. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but at last we have another trophy to add to the cabinet. We are Capital One Cup winners with a 2-1 final win over Liverpool. And obviously, we've got the Champions League still to play in. We've got the Premier League, which we're still top of as well at the moment. This could be a very historic campaign for the club if we can go all the way in these remaining competitions. And yeah, what can I say? I'm really happy. We've got the win. We've got a trophy in the bag, which is another massively important thing for me. And yeah, I'm just ecstatic, to be honest. I will just have a quick look at my career because I'll be honest, I can't really remember which trophies we have and haven't won now. It's a good win, like I say, and yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. We've played really, really well over the course of the season so far, and to get that win on the board is excellent. Um, It'll be under my history, I think it will be. So we won the National League North with Curzon, of course, and why is it in a strange order? There we go. So yeah, so we won the National League North. That is our first trophy since we won the National League North with Curzon Ashton. It's a fantastic moment for me personally, obviously. And it's been 9 years since I won that trophy. And we've finally managed to win our second trophy of the save. It's been a long time coming, but it certainly gives us something to build on going forward. Speaking of going forward as well, obviously we've already played Brighton in an episode. We've got two massive games at the end of the Premier League as well. We are getting a little bit tight in terms of fixtures as well. The Champions League quarter final, obviously we're looking at the second leg. Um, we might do, I mean, it's only a couple of games realistically, but second leg, I'm looking at Brighton at home again as well, to be honest, because I believe that Brighton are still doing quite well. They are. They're in fourth place at the moment. I've also, Arsenal have played an extra game. We're a point clear and they've played an extra game, so they must have lost again. They have. They've lost to Spurs. So we've got a massive opportunity in the coming couple of games to really extend a gap at the top of the table. So we'll probably come back for Brighton again. I know we had Brighton in a recent episode, but second leg of the Champions League quarter final and the home game in the Premier League against Brighton. And then obviously, depending on other Champions League games, the Premier League as well. Two massive games to end the season. But our next focus is the Champions League quarter final. Let's see how we get on from here. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.